Got to make sure we ready out here. Yo, we back with another one. Blue is our city, Manchester City fan channel. And we're about to get into this Arsenal preview. Manchester City versus Arsenal preview match day. I want to say this is match day 25. Yo, before we get into the video, I want to say thank you guys out there that's been tuning, following the channel. Yo, if you like the video, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to like the video. It just helps other people find the channel and make sure we have a seat at the table. So, yo, let's kind of get into this preview. Yo, Manchester City versus Arsenal match day 25. And kind of coming into this game, yo, we've been on the winning streak. I can't even tell you how many wins in a row we on. I know it's 17 across all competitions, but on this channel, we mainly focus on the Premier League. So can't tell you how many wins it's been, but I know, man, we on a roller coaster ride. It's just been mad wins after mad wins after mad wins. So we just want to keep the momentum going. I think Arsenal is currently, I think, on their last 5, they're 2 wins, 1 draw, I think, against United and 2 losses. So, you know, they're going to be fired up for this game. To be honest with you, I'm a little nervy about this game. I don't know why it is, bro. Like, I know we got full-time confidence right now because we've been doing our thing in the league, but this game feels a little different to me kind of going in. I don't know why. Maybe it's Mikel Arteta, you know, teacher versus student. I don't think Pep would say that. You know, I've watched a little bit of his press conferences. I don't think he would call Mikel Arteta a student. But at the end of the day, yo, these are 2 people who used to share some of the same thoughts and ideologies on football together, being at Manchester City. And now Arteta's doing his professional thing or his professional coaching career at Arsenal. We wish him the best, but honestly, we kind of missed the man. And knowing a little bit about Arteta pretty much knows everybody on this squad other than, you know, let's say Ruben Diaz. He doesn't know Torres. So it's probably a few players in there. Nathan Ake, he probably seen him in the Premier League, but hasn't seen him at Manchester City. So he pretty much knows everybody on our squad. And, you know, that's the reason maybe I'm feeling a little nervy. I know this game is going to be played down in at the Emirates. So I'm a little, I don't know, but hopefully City can get through it. But, yo, in order to assess this game and kind of really learn where we at, yo, what do we do on this channel? Yo, we got to take a look back, yo, because maybe this is adding to a little bit of that feeling that I have, maybe some other Manchester City fans have, is that, yo, last time we played Arsenal in the league, it wasn't necessarily a pretty game, yo. So we got to kind of look back at that. And I think that's an interesting story in itself. And, you know, pardon me, I got a few notes here. I always like to talk about the preview relative to the last time we played this team. So kind of going back to Arsenal, remember match day 5. Game was on October 17th, you know, of last year. And yo, honestly, that was a weird game, bro, because if you really think about it, at the time that we played Arsenal, City were off to their worst start in 10 years. And, yo, the energy just wasn't firing. I mean, all the media talking about what's wrong with Manchester City. Is this Pep Guardiola's worst, you know, start to a season? And, you know, it's just funny how things change. And I believe at the time, Arsenal were having one of their best starts of any season or in the last 7 years. They were off to their best start. Now, granted, everybody was talking about what's wrong with Manchester City, and this was our worst start. But keep in mind, we only played 3 games at the time. Let's put things in perspective. Why don't we? But, yo, kind of going into this game, back at that time versus Arsenal, one thing that was really apparent was, remember, we had just lost the week before playing that horrible game against Leicester where we went out and lost. And let's talk a little bit about the starters in that game. Back in that game, I know we went out with a 4-3-3 formation. We had Sterling on the left, Mahrez was on the right. And can you guys remember who started up top for us? That's right, Sergio, Mr. All-Time Sergio Aguero. So hopefully, you know, we can get some of that nostalgia back. I do expect in this particular game, kind of touching back on this particular game, I think, don't be shocked, y'all. I think we're going to see Sergio Aguero. I'm really hoping, yo, Pep, I know you be tuning into the channel, Pep. If you got a chance, man, put him in. Let Sergio start getting the minutes up, bro, because in case we win the title, Sergio got to play a certain amount of games, baby. So that way he can get that silverware, that hardware. So, yo, we got to start get him involved. And there's another shark on the team that we got to get involved. But, yo, back to this game. So Sergio actually started this game up front, and, yo, I think that might have been the last time we see Sergio Aguero. Yo, after that, it's been so long. But Foden was in this team. Bernardo Silva played and Rodri played. And then at the back, João Cancelo at left back, Nathan Ake actually started left side to center back because I believe Laporte was out with some type of injury at the time. Stones was fit. Stones was fit, but Stones was on the bench for this game. We had Diaz, and then we had Walker playing right back. So it'd be kind of interesting to see what we're going to do potentially this game, because now John's back into the fold. And then we got an interesting situation with Laporte, you know what I mean? So that's just where we were at the time, too. Stones was on the bench. Gundogan was on the bench. I think he was just starting to come back. And guess who else was on the bench? Bet you guys didn't know this, is that Liam Delap actually made the bench, and that was actually in a Premier League game. So, shout out to Delap. We still see you out here. I know you're not really getting a chance with the first team and stuff, but hold your head, player. You can look back at this. This was one of your learning experiences where you were out there with the first team. So shout that out. And then Arsenal kind of lined it up at the time with Willian. I think they had Willian on the left. They had Aubameyang up top, and then they had Pepe on the right. And it's funny how they had Saka at this time playing. Saka's played damn near everywhere for Arsenal, man. I don't watch all Arsenal games, but I do watch some because I like some of the banter that you see on some of the Arsenal fan channels. Shout out to those guys. But Saka was playing, I think, wing back in this particular game. They had Xhaka in the middle. They got Ceballos, and then they had Hector outright. Tierney with Gabriel, and I think Holden was playing in that 3 center back role. But I remember David Luiz came on early. I think Holden might have experienced an injury at the time. And they had Partey at this time. I think Partey actually made his starting day. He made his debut. I think he came on later in this game. He didn't start, but it'd be interesting to see, from where Arsenal was at that time. I think Mikel Arteta played a 3-4-3 formation at that time. We know that Saka is one of their influential players this year. I mean, yes, he's a young kid, but let's face it, the kid's brilliant. So Saka, keep doing your thing, and we might see you in a blue jersey some point in the future. So just keep doing your thing. Mikel, work on that speed. Keep getting the guy where he needs to be, and we might just pick up the phone and throw some money at the situation because he's a phenomenal talent. I think it'll also be interesting to see if Tierney plays in this game. I'm a big fan of Tierney, but let's look back at this game. So kind of starting off on this game. What was interesting is I kind of look back at this game. I think Mahrez played, but Mahrez had a lot of energy in this game. And this is one of those games where Mahrez kind of does what he does. He's taking shots, trying to be aggressive. That's how I remember the game started out. Mahrez just kind of making his presence known. Do I think we'll see Mahrez tomorrow? We'll see as I go to the I'm not going to do a full prediction, but, I think I'm going to shout out a few plays I think might start tomorrow, but I don't think Mahrez is going to be one of them. Stay tuned. We'll see. But, back in that game, I think that one of the major differences that when I watch City now and when I watch City back then was Rodri, actually. Rodri kind of, even in this game, he seemed like a different Rodri back at that time. Remember, at that time, we were kind of overly critical of things that Rodri was doing. But now when you look at Rodri's kind of coming to the fold. But back at that time, he seemed a little slow, didn't really know how to read the game as properly as he does now. But I remember back in that particular game, him picking up a yellow card and, Saka just kind of dilly-dally right past him. And then Rodri tried to hold him back and all of that because he was getting beat a lot at that time. And it was probably just due to the way we played and Rodri kind of learned the game. And Rodri has took leaps and bounds since then. But remember, I think that in this particular game, there was a moment, I think in the 22nd minute of the game, and this is where you kind of see some of that Mahrez magic was, I think there was a pass to where Ruben Diaz passes the ball to Riyad Mahrez, who's on the left. Mahrez makes a nice pass, a simple pass, but it was still nice into Sergio Aguero, who's running in the middle of the park. It has space to run into the middle of the park due to that pass that Mahrez made for him. He's running into the park. I remember he's driving. He passes the ball to Phil Foden, who's on the left-hand side. Phil Foden, boy, he just hit Bellerin with the crossover. Oh, touch it on the left foot, bring it right back to the right, shot to Leno. Leno saves the ball, but he pushes it out. Raheem Sterling right there with the snapshot rebound, left-footed, by the way. 1-0 to the good guys in the 22nd minute. That's kind of how that game played out. And like I said, one thing I can remember is he kind of hit him with the Kevin Durant crossover where you got the ball in your left, boom, hit him with the right, shot right there by Foden. So hopefully Foden, Foden's been magical right now, but that's what he was doing in that game. And, we really won that game. And I think at that time, and two, kind of thinking about that game, is that Saka came right back. This is kind of the brilliance of this kid, because Saka came right back, and I think it was the 25th minute, to where him and Tierney, I think Tierney was really involved in kind of pursuing and winning the ball down, passes the ball to, I want to say, Saka got the ball, passed it right to Aubameyang. Aubameyang slipped it right into Saka, and it was a nice shot. But then Edison with the class save. And yo, if you could remember back at this game, yo, Edison was definitely the man of the match in this game because yo, there was some times in this game that was kind of chaotic. But I remember one time specifically, I think in the 38th minute, Arsenal was creating some stuff, and maybe that's not the save I'm thinking about, but I remember Edison just being the save, and Aubameyang and Saka was just kind of doing their thing. And one thing I remember about Edison in this particular game was he was making such good saves, because I think there was one play in particular that the flag was raised, but if that goal would have scored, they would have went to VAR, and that probably would have overturned that game, or overturned that situation. So, and then I can remember like Edison making this ill save off of Saka off the shoulder, for Edison. But that was just that type of game. So we ended up winning the game 1-0. So it wasn't like we blew them out, and at that time we wasn't firing really on all cylinders like we are now. But we can't take anything for granted. That's what the point is being here, is that that match that we had back then was a scrappy KG affair. Arsenal could have easily won that game if it wasn't for Edison. So, we got to be on our A game tomorrow. So don't sleep. And I think that Pep knows that as well. And, this was, like I said, Partey definitely made his debut, I want to say. Arsenal fans will have to check that. But I think he definitely made his debut in this particular game. So I'm really going to be interested to see what Arteta does. I'm really expecting a match to where it's going to be tight. I don't think this is the game where Arteta's going to open things up. Now, I know that in this game particularly, now they have Odegaard. I don't know if Partey is going to play. Tierney, hopefully we get a chance to see him. So Arsenal might be at a different looking Arsenal than what we previously saw. But one thing I think will be really interesting is what formation does Arteta go with? I'm expecting a fairly defensive or compact try to be Arsenal side and look to hit us on the break type of Arsenal. I don't think that they'll open it up and try to play spectacular football through the lines like that. I think you might be looking at an Arsenal team that maybe resembles a little bit of, the old Arsenal 1-0 to the Arsenal type of games. And I think it's going to be a KG affair. That's really what I'm trying to say. I can't see this game being, of course, I want City to win 3 goals, 4 goals or whatever, but I'm not going to be surprised here if this is going to be more of a KG affair. And it could be something where Arsenal kind of sit back, sit tight, and look to counter. And maybe they have like something like 5 shots, 2 or 3 goals on target. So we got to kind of remember that last game was close. And I expect this game to be close no matter how good we're firing. And I think Pep Guardiola alluded to that. I looked at a little bit of the preview for this game. And, I always think it's weird watching Pep Guardiola press conferences, because especially pre-match press conferences, because I feel like some of those questions he just kind of gets annoyed with, or looks at it like, why are you even asking me a question like that? But there was one question, I believe the gentleman's name was Steven, and he referenced something that Carlo Ancelotti had said, is that, is City impossible to play against? And Pep Guardiola's answer was spot on to me. He said, that's my man 50 grand. I love Carlo, but at the end of the day, I disagree with him. And the reason why is because, we're not trying to get gassed out here, man. I made my last video talking about, is it a wrap for the league season? And the answer is absolutely no. I don't have that attitude. I don't think most City fans had that attitude. Now, other fans of other teams in the Premier League may feel like, the league is over and all of that. But nah, son, we not like that over here. Until it's over, until she sings, bro, we got games to play. And that's what Pep Guardiola alluded to in this answer. I think one of the points he pointed out which was definitely money to me, was he said right now, we 10 points ahead of United, but there's still 42 points left to play. And I think that's that mindset that we need to have as City fans. And I definitely got that mindset. I don't care about what happens in the week. Meaning like, I want us to win that Champions League game. Everybody know who watched the channel know I don't really talk about the Champions League like that, but I want to see City win. But at the end of the day, it's about what's in front of us, right? What's in front of us right now is getting that Premier League title. And until we do that, bro, it ain't over. So as good as we've been playing, it absolutely means nothing. If we go out there, we lose against Arsenal, we lose other Premier League games. So, I thought that answer was spot on for Pep Guardiola. So the other point I kind of want to touch about in this game is, who starts, who gets rested, because at the end of the day, Pep is usually a fan of, if you played against a team before, it's highly probable that you might play against that team again. Like for instance, Mahrez played against Burnley, shined at that first game. I think when we played them at the Etihad, it was the 5-0 win, and then we had to play them again at Turf Moor. So these certain things tend to happen. So who do I think is going to start? Who I think is going to get rested? I definitely expect to see some combination of rotations, some slight rotations in there, knowing that we got a Champions League game coming up in the middle of the week. So it would be really interesting, but I never try to do Pep Guardiola starting lineups. I mean, I'd rather spend my time doing something else because I know how Pep is. Pep's just like, you guys think that player is going to start? Guess what? He's not going to start. So I don't even try to really get involved in that. But, I think Sterling will play in this game. I definitely expect to see Sergio Aguero at some point in this game. It could be a situation like we saw with De Bruyne and Further coming on last week, but Sergio needs to start building up them legs again and start getting some kind of fitness going on. And we've been seeing him on the bench for the last couple of weeks, but I think that this might be the opportunity to get Sergio Aguero involved in the game. I don't think he'll start or anything like that, but I would not be shocked if all of a sudden Pep Guardiola says, Sergio, you starting right now. So I think that would be interesting, but I definitely expect to see Sterling. I'm not going to say he's going to play the left. I ideally would like to see Sterling, and this is the game for Torres for me. We haven't seen Torres in a while. And I don't think it's due to any production or anything like that. But, I really want to see Torres in this game. That doesn't mean, we're taking anything away from Mahrez. I know everybody loves Mahrez. And I think we'll see Mahrez in the week in the Champions League game. So this might be the good opportunity to get Torres back in the fold. But I think you might see something like Sterling play. I think Sterling likes playing against Arsenal, especially if we're going to be down in London. I definitely think we're going to see Sterling. I don't know what position he's going to play in. It might be on the right, might be on the left. Hopefully we get the chance to see him. We get a chance to see Torres. Not too sure about Foden. Not too sure about Foden in this game because Foden's been playing a lot lately. So this might be an opportunity to rest Foden. But does Ferner come back into the team right now and give Rodri a break? I don't know. But I definitely expect to see Sterling. I want to see Sergio Aguero come on at some point. I definitely think that Torres should start. And Torres needs to play the whole 90 minutes. Previously, throughout the EPL season, I know he played a full match against Tottenham. That did not go, we lost that game. Technically, he had 90 minutes against Sheffield United, technically, because I think he came off at like 90 minutes. So let's just give him credit for that. So this could be an opportunity for him to start another whole 90 minutes and, get used to playing 90 minutes in a Premier League game. Because remember when we saw Torres early in the season, Pep used to give him the hook after like 60 minutes, and maybe his body just wasn't acclimated to life in the Premier League just yet with the speed and the power and the pace and all of that type of stuff. So hopefully we get a chance to see him. At the back is where the interesting stuff happens, right? Like, because we know João Cancelo played at left back, last game. And I'm not a fan of that. I like the natural with a little bit more, but a win is a win. And played against Everton, as you saw today, Everton beat Liverpool. So, a win is a win. And anytime you can beat a quality team is good. But I'm not too sure we're going to, see João Cancelo back at left back. I'm hoping that he can get the shark opportunity. Mendy's been out on the cold for a long time. We don't have, we're a deep squad, and people on the outside may look at us and say, they got all this money, they got all these players, but at the end of the day, the shark got to start playing at some point. We haven't seen Ake due to injury. But Mendy's been fit. Mendy needs a chance to play. I don't care. Pep, I'm saying it, bro. Give the Shark a chance to play. At the end of the day, the man needs a chance to play. So this would be a good opportunity to see Mendy. I would be shocked if Zinchenko started. You know what I mean? On at left back. The center back situation is where it get real interesting, right? Because now that we know we got a Champions League game coming up in the week, and Laporte's played the last game with Diaz, does Pep Guardiola stay with Diaz and Laporte, or does he go back to John? And I know that like last week there was some knuckleheads out there talking mad nonsense about Laporte. We not about that type of energy over here. So it's interesting to see what Pep does. Does Pep kind of cave into the pressure and put John back in? Does he rest John and then put John back in for the Champions League game? So it's going to be real interesting. The only thing I know is I know Diaz might start. But if I had to guess, if I had to guess, yo, don't be shocked if you see Laporte back there again. And that's what I think. I think you might see Laporte back there again, and then we see John on during the week for the Champions League game. Right back situation, I think Walker deserves another opportunity out there, because maybe this is a resting opportunity for João Cancelo. So I would like to see Walker out there again. Now, the other interesting part is what does Arteta do on the other side, is because I think Partey might have like some kind of hamstring injury kind of going on right now. So hopefully, I don't know if he's going to play or not, but I know one thing. I want to see a good game. And in order to see a good game, I would like to see Saka more of a, forward type of player. None of that, wing back situation stuff. I want to see him because he was dangerous last time he played against us. Aubameyang's been on form since he's now come back. I know that they had a European game during the week, and some people felt like maybe Aubameyang should have got a goal in that game, but does he put Laka out there with Aubameyang? We haven't seen that in a while, so I'm not too sure that might be the case, but I want to see Tierney play. I want to see Saka play. I would love to see Partey play. And then now they got Odegaard there. So how does that work out with that type of situation? And then you got Smith Rowe. So I'm really interested to see what Arteta does this time. But honestly, I expect Arsenal to kind of be compact defensively and not really try to get into open game with us. But I think it'd be interesting to see what Arteta does. But at the end of the day, we all want to see a good game. But what am I really expecting? I'm always going to be a City fan. So at the end of the day, I'm always going to go for a City win. But I'm a little surprised about this game. So if I had to do a prediction on it, I would have to go 2-1 Manchester City. But I don't think it's going to be like an easy game. It might turn out to be an easy game. Who knows? Even better. But I do think that this might be a game where it's going to be a little tougher than most people expect. And we're really going to see. But at the end of the day, it's all about City. We keeping that momentum going. And if we draw this game magically, it's not the end of the world, not from a confidence standpoint, but from a standpoint of we know that we're not going to win every game. I mean, Pep said it in the press conference. It was 42 points left to play, and I don't expect us just to win the next, 14 games or something like that. I don't expect us to win there. So all of those games. But at the end of the day, it'd be good to see us still moving forward. Do we get a draw in this game? Do we win and keep that momentum going into the week for the Champions League game? But at the end of the day, I expect to see a little bit of rotation. Hopefully we get a chance to see Mendy. Hopefully we get a chance to see Sergio. I'll be real interested to see what we do with the center back situation. But at the end of the day, it's about one thing. Come on, City. Come on, City. Come on, City. Let's go down there to the Emirates, put on another display. It doesn't matter how we win. If it's ugly, whatever, let's just try to get a win. If we get a draw at the end of the day, it ain't the end of the day. It ain't the end of the world. But at the end of the day, we all gonna be here supporting you guys. So until then, y'all see you guys tomorrow after the game. Hopefully it's gonna be a beautiful game. It's gonna work out in our favor. But we City fans at the end of the day. So Blue is our city, Manchester City fan channel. Look forward to seeing you guys back here tomorrow. Peace. We out.